Big up, everybody. It's your boy, Mark, an MUFC fan, and you know what it is, guys. Smash the likes and subscribe. Herzlichen Willkommen for all of the Deutsche Mannschaft fans, for Manchester United, guys. You know what it is. It's a big one, and it's going to be an interesting one. A short update because it's Sunday, guys. You know, you don't want to be here chatting all morning because there's Sunday lunch and all the good stuff today. But the good sorry, Neil. I forgot I booked the stream at that time. I was taking care of some plants in the house. You know how it is, guys. Sometimes, you got to do the chores. So it's one of those mornings for me, Neil. Big up to you, and I apologize for being late. I hope you have a great one so far. But let's kick it off with the interesting news this morning as Man United are preparing to enter the race for Benjamin Sesko officially this week. A bid should be landing, if not tomorrow morning, tomorrow evening. I'm hearing the reports. Big up to Stephanie Griffith in the building as well. But guys, I've been talking about this for the last couple of weeks, and everyone has been saying we're not interested. It's too much money. And while I would say to you guys, his fee is 60 million pounds. And there's also some reasoning behind that he might be commanding a 150k to 220k salary. I would say to you guys, we offered 70 million plus add-ons and we offered 250 plus for Victor Gyökeres. So if we compare the financials on both deals, I keep telling you, yeah, even for the deal, if we were trying to sign Etikite, which we did try to do, it would have cost us 75 million pounds. And Etikite would have cost us somewhere around 200k per week. So I'm saying the financials are almost similar. What is not so interesting is the fact that Ollie Watkins' salary cap would be costing us almost equivalent of what we offered to Victor Gyökeres, if not more. This is his final contract, and it's one of those situations where you will be wondering, why is Aston Villa saying he's not for sale? Because they are expecting 70 million pounds for this guy. And people are saying Ollie Watkins is the priority. But what is the priority? Are we going to pay Ollie Watkins 250 to 300k a week? I can't see it, guys. I can't see it. I think that makes no sense according to what the club is saying. They're going to try to organize the salary cap in a reasonable manner and get players going into their second contract or in their first contract, players who want to give their all and work hard and achieve, not players who are going into their final contract and they're demanding a high salary, high payout just to perform week in, week out. Big up to Drex in the building. Big up to the great one as well. Hayden Pro, Etikite versus Sesko incoming. Of course, we still need a goalkeeper and we need a midfielder. Thanks for reminding me, Neil. The interesting part about that is that there are some reports that there could be an update, a serious update on Javi Guerra on Monday morning. Man United have been working on this deal. It was their focus in the last 2 days of last week after getting the information that he has not accepted the new offer from Valencia to keep him at the club with a new contract, and they're trying to pounce. Now, guys, this might not be the amazing signing that everyone is looking forward to, but this is a young talent that I think with the likes of Casemiro, with the likes of Ugarte already there, he can come into this team and perform and grow. Come in as a substitute when these guys are tired, but still give you the energy, still give you the combative nature, still give you a good quality and a presence on the ball. He comes from Spain. He plays for the under 21 national team. He's one of the leaders of that Spanish under 21 national team. So you already know this guy is seen as a replacement for the likes of Zubamendi. You know what I mean? So, guys, it's going to be very, very interesting. And the Lamens kid, great one. There are reports he is pushing for a move to Manchester United. Ruben Amorim likes the goalkeeper. It does not, at this point, it does not matter if Onana goes or Onana stays. This keeper seems very much likely to be a signing made at the end of the window. Of course, United will then focus on outgoings. But what I can tell everyone right now is United are focusing on securing the signings, especially after what they saw last night. They saw a decent performance from some of the players, maybe an upturn in performance for Rasmus after a shite season, but they saw that the Ruben Amorim need, and that was clear. And we had a good performance. It was decent. It's preseason. I won't take too much from this game. It's one of the first games. I think we could take more in the next game and the following game. We could, because we're supposed to be ramping up in intensity, ramping up in performance at those points. So right now, guys, what I can tell you is that we are looking soundly motivated, especially with discussions concluding internally on what there is to be done about a striker. And it looks like Benjamin Sesko has become the priority for Manchester United, and we will be making a move for this player this week. And it's going to be official, guys. Trust me. I mean, I'm not an ageist, but I would say to everyone, I would prefer if we're going to spend above 50 million. It has to be a guy who can come in for the next 5 seasons and bang 20, 30 goals. And I'm not gonna say Ollie Watkins can be banging 20, 30 goals at 35. But what I'm saying to you is that there's more likelihood of his decline in the next 2 to 3 years than him having a consistent form of scoring goals. Because the one thing that makes me a little bit, how should I put it, reserved when it comes to signing Ollie Watkins is that an unperforming Marcus Rashford was transferred into Aston Villa in January. He took Ollie Watkins number 9 and his starting position off the bench. And that disappoints me a little because it's one of those things where I say, well, Marcus Rashford was not performing for United at that time. However, Ollie Watkins was performing for Villa and they dropped him. Why is that? That gives me serious concern, guys. And I think it should concern everyone. Yeah, because that probably means that it will be some situation like maybe he's nursing some kind of injury. Maybe there's something not right with Ollie Watkins. So I would not be interested in that. Big up everyone coming in. Don't forget to hit us, smash a like and a thumbs up. It definitely helped the channel grow. And Red Devil mode is on. And we're on from now until the end of next season. So guys, switch on. Wherever you at, drop your flags, and you know what it is. All of us around, no matter where you are, we're representing Manchester United. The outgoings will be very interesting, Neil. And when I say this, there are some moves that should be coming into fruition this week for Garnacho, possibly Jadon Sancho as well. And I'll focus on Garnacho right now because there's some reports that Aston Villa is interested. However, Spurs are also said to be very much keen on signing the player who wants to remain in the Premier League. But there's a shock, and there's two shocks, and I would say, because there are reports that the Italian giants, Napoli, might be interested in coming in for this player. And the reports are they will be preparing a 55 million euro bid, which would definitely be on and close to what Man United definitely asked for the player. Spot on target. But Eric Ten Hag, guys, Eric Ten Hag, though he is not interested in re signing Anthony, there are reports that Leverkusen will make a move for Alejandro Garnacho. Also coming in from Germany are reports that Leipzig holds an interest in the player who they see could be a replacement for the exiting Xavi Simons. And when I say replacement, I'm talking about young talent, bright, that can play in the squad, but he will be playing on the wing and not inside of the midfield. It will be interesting to see what happens, but what I can tell you is Garnacho will certainly leave the club this summer, but it will be for the fee that Man United are determining. Unless he becomes a make way for Benjamin Sesko, who has become Man United's priority, it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. Also on Anthony, there are possibilities that if Real Betis or another club who is coming in for him right now, and I'm not talking about Saudi because there are reports that that move has been rejected, but what I can say is that if Anthony does not leave this summer, there are reports that he will be reintegrated into the squad until January when a better price or a better move will be on the offer for the player. Of course, it's a World Cup year, so all of these players will be wanting to compete, as Amorim has said. So, guys, don't stress too much. Think about it from the perspective that United are doing definitely better work than we've done in a long time. We've secured two major signings in this window, and they're still looking for a third. And let's hope that it's Benjamin Sesko, and let's hope they get this deal done and dusted very in. I mean, if you think we're not in for Sesko, then why oh why is our sporting director in Germany negotiating with Leipzig Trini Red Devil? Now, maybe you might think that we're not in for Sesko, but I can tell you for free, we're definitely not as in for Watkins as much as we are in for Sesko. And this has been the fact because we have sent our sporting director to Germany to negotiate with Leipzig, and he is still here. All of the reports suggest that that is the case. And you know what? Christopher Varell is here. That gives me a lot of positive news in my mind because definitely Benjamin Sesko should be joining Man United, just like Tinzi Tube is saying, because he's an interesting player. He's got extreme striking abilities. He's a very good finisher. Very, very quick and rapid for a guy at 6'6", if you understand what I'm saying. That's a big guy, and he's going to be moving on and moving up and moving through the channels just like we expect our striker to be. He might be a young guy at 23 years. He's very much in form and experience. Well, John O'Connell, the interesting thing to tell you about the funds, we did try to hijack, and like I said, we did try to hijack Victor Gyökeres, and that would have cost us £70 million in the transfer fee, and we would have had to pay Victor Gyökeres between 250k to 200 to 300k per week. So I can tell you that it would be interesting to consider that when we made moves for him, as well as Etekite, both fees are 10 to 15 million pounds more expensive than than the fee for Benjamin Sesko, who is only rated at 60 million pounds. And I repeat to you guys, 60 million pounds is going to be the fee that is going to get him moved because Leipzig have slashed his price after Arsenal snubbed them. And that is one of the most interesting facts of this transfer that makes it very much possible and likely. £60 million is within our budget. We have been doing deals for 60 to 65 million pounds all summer. We have a certain prospective way we are trying to get transfers done. And as long as Leipzig is willing to accept a payment down and payment over the next 4 seasons, I'm guaranteeing you guys that once that bid goes in, you could be hearing a here we go very, very rapidly. But once the bid goes in, because that's the most important part, that official bid going in would definitely start the revolution. Of course, Newcastle might be interested in the player, but let's be honest. PIF have money, but they don't have the class, they don't have the quality, and they don't have the brand that is Manchester United. And I'm telling you now, if Benjamin Sesko gets the knock with an official bid for Man United, he will say yes. So, like my buddy is saying, big up to the 10 people smashing the likes. I hope everyone can smash the likes. Hopefully, we can get to 25 or maybe even luckily 50 before this stream is over. Hayden Pro saying Sesko first choice. Up front, Xerxes second, Rasmus third. That's how it should be. It should be a situation. Rasmus should not be our starting striker. We brought this kid to develop. Why is he the starting striker? Well, I could say that maybe the club made a big mistake. Also, he did not have a good season. It was rough. It was trash last season. And the only thing I could say is that there is fault to be had on him, there's fault to be had on the club, and there's also some fault to be had minorly on the formation changes and all these things. But at the end of the day, it was bad from the club and bad from Rasmus. And I have to say that. So it's one of those things where I look forward to seeing what Man United will do in this transfer window because we are starting to make moves. There are clubs who are interested in some of our players and they are waiting for the end of the window to try to get a quick deal done. Man United is prepared to make quick deals done on one or two of the players, but they expect to get their full fee for Alejandro Garnacho. And I will repeat that. Man United are expecting to get as close to their asking price for Alejandro Garnacho as humanly possible. So don't be mad at these guys. But what I can tell you is, yeah, it's not necessarily going to be a bidding war, Stephanie, when I say, because if we meet the asking price and we meet it first, they're gonna, and Benjamin Sesko accepts, it's all about weight, it's all about who the player chooses. And the most interesting thing is that Benjamin Sesko will choose Man United over Newcastle every single day of the week. Every day. It's not even a question. He probably would have chosen us over Arsenal if we had bid the same amount of money as Arsenal. I'm pretty sure. We have to look at it in that way, Steph. It's one of those things where this player choice now is what's going to matter the most. And of course, we know all players dream of Man United. It's like Real Madrid. It's one of the biggest clubs in the world and certainly the biggest club in England and English history. Watching the match highlights was close twice. Amorim gave Hoyland the thumbs up too. Amorim is not dumb as he looks. Yeah, I think it's gonna be interesting to see what happens. And like I keep saying to everyone, one game a week next season. Yeah, it might be a more interesting season than we think. And when I say that, guys, I think we're gonna be at least 2 or 3 times better than we were last season. Some people might say we should be competing because it's one game a week. I will not actually agree with that statement. However, I would say that I predict us to finish in the top 8 next season. I'm not exactly sure where, but depending on the first 15 games on the season, if we can get into a 3 to 4 game winning streak, I think that will definitely improve this team. And if we get Benjamin Sesko as a striker, I think it improves our chances of competing for the top 6, probably finishing somewhere in there. And it will be interesting to see what happens because, guys, the season is going to evolve. And this team is certainly going to perform better and better and better. We have not, in more than 5 years, had a season where our team has one game a week and 2 to 3 days rest. Tell me, guys, if these guys are rested, they should be performing more physical, more energetic, and better in synchronization than they performed in the last 2 or 3 seasons. And who's to say we don't have a positive evolution? You know, certainly Garnacho should be going for at least 40 million pounds, in my opinion. I think anything below, I would really, really hope to get 60, 70. Yeah, more than what we paid for Mason Mount because Mason Mount is trash. And he's an injury-prone player. So I hope Garnacho could command a bigger fee than Mason Mount, because then I would say, well, okay, we kind of broke even and somewhat, you know, but that's just personally. I need Rasmus Hoyland, the Tiger, not Rasmus Hoyland, the Meerkat. 100%. 100%. Coming Wednesday, we're playing Bournemouth. Hopefully, Hoyland scores twice, scores a brace. What? Well, Jack Reacher, it might be interesting to see what happens. You know what I mean? It might be interesting to see what happens. And Campos, you wouldn't believe. I'm actually hoping he goes to Spurs. Yeah? Because Spurs are the team that will probably pay us 50, 60 million pounds for Alejandro Garnacho. You know what I mean? I don't care where he goes. I just care about the money we get. I know some people might be mad of that. I'm gonna be honest. Benjamin Tesco incoming. Now let me ask you a question about Benjamin Tesco. Yeah, name 3 strikers that came into the Premier League this season that are better than this guy. Kenny Fan TV, my bro. Man United should go out for Sesko, all out for Sesko, says Robert and Sia. I'm not the only one seeing the quality this guy has. And Robert knows I've been talking about this guy for over 2 years now. Over 2 years now, I've been talking about signing this guy. You know what I mean? Exactly, Compos. But what's going to happen, bro? Hayden. Hayden. This guy is not better than Sesko. And if we get Sesko, you will be happier. Because when he starts banging, you're gonna be like, bro, I was wrong. I promise you. This is gonna happen when we sign that guy. And when we sign that guy and he starts banging in goals, you're gonna be like Ete Kite who, King. You're gonna be like Ete Kite who, my brother. Trust me on that one. The guy, he is very, very good. With the likes of Cunha, Umbremo, and Bruno, he will be better. Better. Trust me. Bruno's ping passes and balls over the top will be food. It will be served. Cold. Yeah? Yeah. But no one cares, bro. We don't care. All we care is that they buy the players that we want to sell and they could do whatever after that. Because I wouldn't even be disappointed if Newcastle comes in, 30, 40 million pounds, take Jadon Sancho. If they buy Garnacho. I don't care. Just come in and buy our players, bro. Yeah? That's your level. Don't try to compete with us because you're gonna get embarrassed. And that's one of the things I would say. And I can't help but say that because I'm a United fan as well. And I've been watching the Premier League for over 30 years, guys. Trust me. Yeah. Since it was English League football, I've been watching this thing. Newcastle has always been jealous of the Man United. They even adopted the United, Newcastle United. They should just be Newcastle FC. You feel me? 100%. MU 2 goals against West Hammy was GK mistakes, not reassuring. I can't disagree with that. The GK make mistakes, but at the same time, Jack Reacher, yeah, we gotta take. Sometimes it will be like that. It will be like that. You know what I mean? Yeah, and Raya, but I heard. This is just what I heard. I heard that he rejected the deal. I heard the deal was rejected. So I could be wrong, but if they sign him and we get 45 million pounds, I know Sesko incoming on Monday. You know what I mean? So I'll be happy because at the end of the day, I rather sell a player that we don't want, that the coach doesn't need, that the club doesn't want at the club. Sell the guy and sell them for good money. So we need money. Baliba is not a striker, bro. Baliba is not a striker. We must sign Baliba though. We should be signing Baliba as well. But I would say to you this, Hayden. Baliba or Wharton? Which one you want to choose? Because I don't think we will sign both. We might sign one next summer, but we won't sign both. So who do you choose? I'm telling people are understanding. They have to think of the football team like a puzzle. And we need a piece that fits. You know what I mean? That fits in between the three. Bruno, Cunha, and then Bumo. Stas, trust me, the best guy. Listen, he's got all the facets. He's tall, he's strong, he's fast, he's good on the ball, he has great feet, he can dribble. He's the best finisher after Sesko and after Osimhen and Gyökeres. The best. Hands down, the best finisher after those two men that got signed this summer. Yeah? So I would say to you guys, tell me, you really want to go sign, you really don't want to sign this guy. This guy is going to every single which way Cunha wants to pass a ball to him, he will receive it. He will be there. He will be there. I'm telling you guys, Guerra and Wharton would be sound, but also Guerra and Baliba would be even more sound as well because I mean Guerra is got that Spanish football on the ball quality that's expected. It's just the standard, yeah. And Baliba is a monster. This guy would eat Caicedo for breakfast. He's a violent guy. And he's a big guy as well. And that guy, Guerra, is a big guy as well. He's a very big guy as well. Big up to Luman in the building. Sound off. You can't hear me. Can you guys hear me? Oh, okay, okay. It was you. All right, my bad. Big up to you, great one. Big up. No, but guys, it's gonna be interesting. Yeah. Let's see what Man United does. The most interesting fact is that Man United has decided to make an official bid for Benjamin Sesko. When the bid comes, as long, and I'm telling you guys now, if they hit 55 million pounds basic and they offer add-ons of 5 to 10 mil, it's done. It's a wrap. We're gonna here we go immediately. I'm telling you, yeah, because the club Leipzig they have a decent relationship with Manchester United, yeah, and they're not gonna play too much games with this player. The player's already frustrated by the way they negotiated certain with Arsenal and whatnot, and of course he wants to move. He wants the prem. So and I think the manager is also pushing for this player. He may not have said anything like that in the press conference, but I'm starting to think this guy is playing chess in certain moves. He's not playing checkers anymore. He played some checkers last season, but now he switched to chess because this manager, he has said certain players will never be allowed to play for Manchester United again. But then in his press conference, he said, I will be prepared to receive these players if they are not sold this summer. You understand? So I'm just saying to everyone, be cautious. Amarim tells the truth when he needs to. Yeah, there are some moments he's going to be a little bit poker faced. You have to be ready. 60 to 65 million. It doesn't have to be a straight up 60 to 65. It could be 55 plus 10. And that makes that deal very plausible for Manchester United. Guys, you have to look at it from a perspective. If we spend 120 million this summer, we're in the green. We are in the green, guys. Yeah. Of course, we'll be paying 10 plus 10 plus 10 next year again in installments. That's 30 million. We're gonna make that, especially if we finish top six. So the most important thing to do for this manager right now is to get him that striker. If you don't want this manager to succeed, don't buy the striker. But I'm telling you guys now, a lot of media reports coming out in the last few weeks were self-serving. It was not for you. It was not for the benefit of the club. It was for the benefit of a paycheck. I keep giving these examples every transfer summer. One day, a reporter comes out. He says, "There's no interest in this player. He's not going to this club." And then 2 days later, 48 hours, deal close. There are very serious concerns that they can make a move for this player, and it will happen before the window's over. Gotta sell checks, guys. These guys gotta pay their bills. You need to stay focused. Remember what everyone reports on Man United, it's a consistent timeline. We can't be saying on Monday we tried to hijack a deal for 70 million pounds plus over 250K in wages, but then say, and then we tried to hijack another deal the week before for 90 million euros, yeah, plus 200K in wages, but then they're saying 60 million pounds or 70 million euros, which is 20 or 10 million pounds less than the two deals we tried to hijack, plus 150 to 200K per week. It's a larger financial deal that Man United can handle. Guys, do not listen to some of these guys. They're playing with your minds because they're thinking that you're not paying attention to the timeline on all what they have reported themselves. This is what they have said, not me. I didn't say we had tried to hijack the broker's deal. I followed their news. Yeah, I didn't say we tried to hijack Etikite. I followed their news. What I did say is that we are very much interested in signing Benjamin Sesko, and he is our new priority as of the moment Victor Gyökeres was sold to Arsenal. And you can see that slowly but surely, everyone is jumping on that tagline. They are starting to bring you the reports that United are preparing a bid. They are making a deal. The negotiations are ongoing. They're going in to join the race with Newcastle. Come on, guys. Don't get too hyped. Relax. United will get the work done. We needed a striker for more than 18 months now. A senior guy, a guy who can be seen as that guy who we can depend on to get us 20 goals a season, guaranteed. You know what I mean? I mean, Jai, I'm not saying don't trust in Hoyland, but this guy needs to come off the bench and fight his way into the team. Yeah. We are going to get the young GK coming out of Belgium from Royal Antwerp. Do not worry about that. It should be happening to the back end of the window. What I can tell you is that we have been focusing the last 3 or 4 days on trying to fix the deal for Xavi Guerra in the building to completion. And that's why you have not really been hearing any news on Senna Lament or really Benjamin Sesko until today, because United are trying themselves to do the deal and get the deal done. You can't trust a person who don't trust themselves. It makes sense. It's not that deep. But yeah, this guy needs time, and he can't be the main guy starting. He showed last season that the pressure is a little bit too much. He needs to fight more. Yeah, so even if he's not sold, he should be coming off the bench. And I'm telling you, it's going to be better for him and for Man United. But we need to sign a bagsman, a killer. We cannot be signing another guy to learn on the job. We have to sign a guy who's ready for that step up right now, in that moment. Yeah, and Benjamin Sesko is the best in terms of all the facets and his age, his style, his physicality, and everything. He is currently the best striker on the market right now. I think he would have been a better option than Etikite. We should have always tried to sign this guy, if not Victor Gyökeres or Victor Osimhen. I think it should have been 1, 2, and 3. Anything else would have been settling for less, or uncertainty, or someone who we're not, or there's something with them, whether they're 30 or they need to develop something. Right now, Man United needs to get the job done. So, this is what we have to offer. This is the best update I can bring to you right now. Of course, tomorrow, when the bid goes in, I will be here to let you guys know. I'm just hoping that they make the 55 million pound plus 5 or 10 in add-ons deal and I think that will be enough. I think it will be enough. Big up to Young Mirage in the building. We need Sesko, Belieber, and Lemons. I don't know about Belieber, bro. That's going to be a difficult deal to do because realistically, Belieber is going to cost us somewhere between 75 to 90 million pounds. And currently, Brighton are trying to add a release clause into his contract and improve that signing fee. Yeah, they say Etikite has only showed 60% of his capabilities. That's terrible, bro. That's terrible. Moses Yomo, the only best option for United in striking position is Sesko. If not, United will have another bad season on, despite signing Cunha and Mbeumo. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens there. Exactly, Compos. This is the wild thing. We got offered Belieber for 800,000 2.5 years ago, and they didn't even give Ten Hag the opportunity to sign him. It's wild. It's so wild, guys. I don't even understand. Man United gets offered all these talents and they don't take them. We get it for free. We get it first. You know what I mean? People are so confused. A lot of content creators claim that our scouts are trash. It's not our scouts that have been the problem. It's always been the guys in the boardroom who has these whatever impressions in their mind that they want to only sign big names and they don't sign the raw talent. Yeah. So, guys, for the future and for going forward, please remember, when we have a problem, you blame the board. We blame the board. We don't blame these guys, the scouts, because all they can do is bring the player to the doorstep. They can't sign him. They can only bring him there and show him to the guys who can do the job. Yeah. And the funny part is they have proven to be bringing the best talents to Man United each and every season on offer, and Man United fail to secure some of them because they want a big name. 34 watching, 15 likes, guys. As I'm about to go, I know you enjoyed this content. This update is a big one. Please keep paying attention because I've been telling you guys since last week, Sesko is going to become a Man United player. It's not a matter of how, it's a matter of when. It's going to be interesting. Big up to Vegeta in the building, catching a live, bro. I tried to watch the watch along with those guys last night, and I fell asleep, bro. I only saw like 15 minutes of the first half. I won't lie to anyone. When I'm finished with this live, I am going to watch the game over because, guys, I was knocked the F out. Yeah, bro. Sorry about that, but you can check it out. I was just giving an update on Benjamin Sesko as we are prepared to make an official bid. It should be incoming tomorrow, if not in the morning, by the evening, like I've been telling you. And of course, I think there's going to be an interesting update on Javi Campos, bro. Ah, anyway, the young midfield DM that we are trying to sign, there's going to be an interesting update on him on Monday. Of course, there's some reports that we have made a breakthrough. I cannot confirm that, but they will be confirming it on Monday. Javi Guerra, he should become a Man United player, as if those reports are correct. Now, the interesting part is when we are going to sign Senna Lemons. There's been some reports coming to the back end of the window. It does not depend on Onana. And I will repeat that it does not depend on Onana. But if last night is one thing to go off of, Bayern there didn't do too poorly, is one thing I could say in the first 50 minutes I watched. And if his form continues in preseason, yeah, I don't think Onana is going to see game time much anytime soon. But that's just me. You know what I mean? Big up to all of you. I hope you have a wonderful day. And if anything breaks, I will be back to bring it up. And of course, tomorrow we will try to do a stream later on tonight after I watch the game, and we will talk about it and talk about the good points. So, all you guys, if you haven't watched the game, go watch it. Let me know what you think, and we will be talking about that tonight. And of course, I hope you have a wonderful Sunday. Enjoy your Sunday lunch, guys. Big up to all of you. Go back and check that update that she said, bro. I want to bet you. I will bet you money right now that when she said this. It was about 2 hours after I dropped the stream update on Javi Guerra when I posted it. Before I went live, when I posted it. Okay? So go tell me, let me know. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But if I'm right, you know what it is. Big up to you guys. Have a great day. Your boy Marken out, and I'll catch you guys later on.